Hello again, everyone. My name is Renzie, and today we're going to look at a more recent brew I put together, that being a deck I've titled Speedsmith. Sorry. Well, this is a deck, if not obvious by its name, which is a combination of the Speedroids and the, Fiendsmith engine. Here, you know what? I'll show you it right now. There you go. This is version 3.5 of the deck. I'm not going to do like a very in-depth breakdown of it, but basically we've got 3 copies of the important cards we're running are 3 copies of Engraver, 3 of Terratop, 3 copies of Tegetonborg, 2 copies in the main deck, 2 copies of Tract with 1 on the side, 3 copies of E-Telly, which is very important, 3 Scratch, 2 Speed Recovery, 2 Dendaiko Duke, a copy of Card Turbo, a copy of Block and Roll for our Speed Lift, 3 copies of Colonial Clackers, he is very important, and 2 of Wing Synchron because we don't necessarily want to draw it, but we don't want to end up drawing it and have it in hand. Because while yes, it is a good card and we like to set it, we prefer being able to search it from deck off of Clackers. We got 1 Lurie, 1 Red-Eyed Dice, 3 copies of Ash in main, 2 Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill, a copy of Pilica for E-Telly, and finally, we've got a copy of Lacrima and a copy of Called By. Finally, for main deck, a copy of Speedroid, Clearwing Wonder. We don't really use the main effect. What we mainly do is off the effect of Synchron is pitch this to the grave, because it allows us to banish one of our Synchro monsters and then immediately summon it back to the field, which resets its effect, considering these guys are soft onces. At least most of them are. Anyways, I'm going to be showing a few combo lines, because this deck is very good at making combos. Being able to play. This first combo line is going to be the full the full Speedroid line, as well as the full Fiendsmith line. Now, with this deck, it's very important to know, most Speedroid cards lock you into Wind, so if you have a way to do the Fiendsmith engine, you want to do that first before anything. So with this hand, we immediately summon Terratop since we control nothing, and with Terratop we add Tegetonborg. Terratop is fine, he doesn't lock you into Wind, and I prefer summoning him out first to test for Ash, because if we get Ash in the Fiendsmith line, usually that ends it unless I've got 2 pieces of it, but if he gets Ash, he's usually fine, because we usually have other things in hand to play off of. Like we got our E-Telly, so I can make a rank 3, we have Card Turbo to make a rank 3, Clackers, if he were to be destroyed. We got a lot. So then we immediately pitch Engraver to add a copy of Tract. Next, we play that Tract, adding Lurie from deck to hand, and then discard the Lurie. Lurie, when discarded, special summons itself. We then link off Lurie to make Fiendsmith Requiem, who immediately sends himself to the grave in order to special summon out Lacrima. When Lacrima is normally special summoned, we can send 1 Fiendsmith, this case being Engraver, from our deck to the graveyard. It can send spells and traps too, but we don't want to do that right now. We then activate the effect. Was it Requiem we activated first? Yeah, we activate the effect of Requiem Engrave, equipping it to Lacrima, and then activate the effect of Engraver. By shuffling a Light Fiend in our grave back into the deck, we can special summon him. We then contact fuse Lacrima with the equipped Engraver in order to make Necroquip Princess, who's immediately going to be overlaid with Fiendsmith Engraver to make Evil Czar Lars. He is ours freaking just negate. Generic negate. Well, 1 use. We then set Colonial Clackers in our Colonial Clackers in our Pendulum Zone. I've been watching too much MBT. And then use his effect to banish a Speedroid card from our grave in order to set another Speedroid card from our deck into the opposite Pendulum Zone. Though we didn't activate that first, I forgot. First, we special summon Tegetonborg since we control a Wind monster. This activation right here locks us into Wind. We then tribute himself in order to special summon a tuner from our deck. We summon out Red-Eyed Dice. When Red-Eyed Dice is summoned, it can target a Speedroid we control, change its level to a number between 1 and 6. We're going to turn Take-A-Tomborg into a level 6, since we did Fiendsmith combo. We then Synchro Summon off into the level 7 Clearwing Fast Dragon, before using the effect of Colonial Clackers to banish Take-A-Tomborg from grave, setting Speedroid Ring Synchron to our other Pendulum Zone. That way we can pen summon. Next, we use the effect of E-Telly, special summoning out Pilica, Descendant of Gusto, in defense mode from our deck. When Pilica is summoned, they can target a tuner monster in our grave and special summon it. We use this to bring back Red-Eyed Dice. Well, Red-Eyed Dice's effects are negated, but we couldn't have used its effect anyways here, since it can only target other Speedroid monsters, and we don't control Speedroid. Next, we sync off our Clearwing Fast Dragon with Red-Eyed Dice to make the level 8 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. We then summon out Car Turbo because we control a wind monster, and overlay the two into the rank 3 Totem Bird. He is a single-use spell negate. There is no situation where he becomes non-single use, because he's required to detach 2 materials. Lars can be a 2-use, but since we don't have a Dino monster under him, he's got to detach 2. Next, we Pendulum Summon out Clearwing Fast Dragon. He, once per turn, can target a face-up monster special summon from the extra deck, negate its effects, and drop its attack to 0. Then, we use the effect of Speedroid Wing Synchron in order to destroy both monsters in our Pendulum Scales, and special summon out a Clearwing Synchro Dragon from our deck. When Clackers is destroyed and sent to face-up extra deck, he can special summon another of himself to the field as a tuner monster. We don't do anything with him as the tuner in this combo, but our end board is is he an Omni negate? Yeah, 1 activated negates from Lars, a single spell negate, spell trap negate from Totem Bird, a blanket negate from Clearwing Fast that's not in response, but can be used in response as it's a quick effect for exclusively extra deck monsters. The negate of any level 5 or higher monster activating their effect. This isn't negating the effect, it's negating the activation. That's important, keep that in mind. As well as a just generic monster negate from Crystal Clear. These two negate, I believe all of them negate and destroy. This one negates until the end of turn, but all of these 3 negates and destroy the card. But that is technically full combo for Speedroids in one way. However, there are other things we could have ended on, which I will be showing you now. Here's another sample combo. This is not using the Fiendsmith engine in any way. So to open up, we're going to special summon, we set half our scale with Colonial Crackers. I don't know why I keep saying Cracker. I watch too much MBT. Oh no, I'm going to get freaking demonetized. Then we special summon out Terratop. Terratop adds Take-A-Tomborg. We special Take-A-Tomborg. Take-A-Tomborg's effect, tribute himself to summon out Red-Eyed Dice. This time, we're going to use Red-Eyed Dice's effect to make Terratop a level 2 monster. This is important because since now he's level 2, we can synchro summon the level 3 tuner monster High Speedroid Cork Shooter. We can only summon Cork Shooter when... No, I'm sorry. We can only use his effect if we haven't summoned any wind monsters this turn. So now that he was summoned, since all materials used to make him were Speedroids, we can special summon both of them back to the field. This re-triggers Red-Eyed Dice's effect, because this is soft once per turn. I don't even think it's a once per turn. No, it's not a once per turn anyway. We then turn Terratop into a level 6, and use the effect of Colonial Clackers. By banishing Take-A-Tomborg, we can set Clear Wing Synchron. Too many of these have repetitive names. From our deck to the field in the other pen zone. We then synchro summon out Clear Wing Fast Dragon, Pendulum Monster, because we want to bring him back again later. And then we use Cork Shooter to tune Clear Wing Fast to make the level 10 Shooting Star Dragon TGEX. Whenever a monster effect is activated that targets a monster we control, we can banish a monster, a tuner from our grave, and negate that activation. This is not a once per turn. As long as we have a tuner in the grave, we can negate any targeting effect on our monsters. Doesn't matter if it's a spell. No, it does matter. It's only a monster effect. Which is not the best negate, but it's still a useful one. He can also negate an attack once per turn. Then we will Pendulum summon back Clear Wing Fast Dragon in case we need him later, followed by activating Speed Recovery to special summon the Red-Eyed Dice in our grave. We then sync off that Red-Eyed Dice and Clear Wing Fast into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. I already explained him earlier. Now we activate E-Telly, summoning out Pilica. Pilica's effect to special summon out Cork Shooter from our grave, followed by special summoning Speedroid Car Turbo because we have a wind. We then overlay Pilica and Car Turbo to make Totem Bird. Why did we use Car Turbo here instead of just Cork Shooter and Pilica? Because we need Cork Shooter. We didn't need Cork Shooter specifically, but we needed a level 3 tuner. Because next we use the effect of Speedroid Wing Synchron, destroying both our pen scales to summon out Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. We next use the effect of Colonial Clackers to summon out a copy of himself, followed by the effect of Wing Synchron, sending that Speedroid trap from our deck to our grave. Now, because we have a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon and two tuner monsters, we can synchro summon out the new big boss monster, Crystal Clear Wing Over Synchro Dragon. He is an Omni Negate. Well, an Omni Negate and Destroy. It's a once per turn Omni Negate. However, because we have the trap in grave, we can banish him and recycle that negate. Also, when he's destroyed, or is it when he leaves the field? Yeah, if he leaves the field by an opponent's card for any reason, he's able to special summon out a Clear Wing from our deck, so he can get us Crystal Clear out onto the field. Which, again, just a generic once per turn monster negate. No, Crystal Clear Wing is a spell trap negate, but when an opponent's monster activates an effect, he can make himself a Towers. Anyways, that's another combo potential line. Here's the third line. This is another non-Fiendsmith line, but we summon out Den Duke and then activate the Quick Play Speed Lift because we control only a tuner monster. We can special summon a Speedroid from our deck to the field. We summon out Block and Roll. No one can activate an effect in response to that Quick Play. We then sync off those two into Clearing Fast Dragon. Because Block and Roll is used for a Synchro Summon, we can summon a token that is the same level as that monster, so we can get a level 7 block token. We then activate Colonial Clackers in our pen scale, use its effect to banish Block and Roll, set the other scale, followed by Link summoning High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter, using the token and Fast Dragon. Next, we banish Speedroid Kendama, using the effect of Rubber Band Shooter, which we pick. With this effect, you pick 2 Speedroids whose levels add up to that banished Synchro monster. One of them at random is added to your hand, the other is sent to the grave. We wanted to get Terratop added to our hand and just pitch Take It On board, but we got Take It On board, which is fine because they have speed recovery. So we can just revive that banished Terratop and discarded Terratop. Next up, we pen summon out Clear Wing Fast Dragon, and since we control a wind, we can special summon Take It On board. Using Take It On board's effect, we summon out Red-Eyed Dice. Red-Eyed Dice will synchro summon Clearing Fast to make Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Next, we activate Speed Recovery, summoning out Terratop from grave. Terratop will add Card Turbo to our hand. Then we banish Dendaiko Duke to special summon a tuner from our graveyard, that being Red-Eyed Dice. We repeat the same Red-Eyed Dice combo from earlier, make Terratop level 2, summon out Cork Shooter. Here, why did I add the trap? Oh yeah, because I'm not making more. After adding the trap card, because I forget how this trap works, I ban Tributor Scales to summon out a Clearing Synchro Dragon and Colonial Clackers. Then we synced off into Shooting Target EX. Then we summoned Pilica of Gusto. With Gusto's effect, we summoned a tuner. We then, using Gusto and the now tuner Clackers, we made the level 5 High Speedroid Glider number 2. When this card is special summoned, synchro summoned, you can target a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon in your grave and special summon it back to the field. I remember why I did it this way, because I wanted more tuners. We then synchro summon using Glider and Clear Wing to make Crystal Clear Wing over Synchro Dragon, followed by special summoning out Card Turbo and overlaying both it and Shooting Star TG. I mean, not over it and Shooting Star. It and Cork Shooter to make Totem Bird. So again, Spell Trap Negate, Omni Negate, Monster Negate, the target Monster Negate that negates targeted effects, Generic Monster Negate, and how many uses that do we have? 2 uses currently, followed by 2 more if Totem Bird's effects has its effect used, with the potential possibility of resetting that Omni Negate. However, because we have... These are all dragons. I forgot. I thought Shooting Star was a machine. With Clearwing Wonder, if we were to have left a Torque Shooter or some other machine synchro monster on the field, we would be able to destroy 2 cards our opponent controls, but we've only got dragons. We have exclusively dragon synchros, apart from Glider. But yeah, that's the 3rd idea line. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you found these combo guides for my deck useful, and are able to take inspiration from my deck for your own brews. Again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Your watch time really helps me out, and I will see you all next time. As always, I have plenty of links and things in the description, such as a Discord server I've been putting together, my Linktree to find where I stream when I do start streaming again, which will be very soon, as well as the deck list for this deck over on YGO. And there is another thing I have linked down there, but I don't recall. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.